Your Holiness, Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomeus, and the people of God as the steward of the earth. In the name of God of life, the Creator, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for your lifelong ecological commitment and endeavor to renew the whole oikumene, the Earth's household. Throughout the Columbus and post-Columbus history, the Western initiatives of openness did not always mean mutual acceptance based on a kenotic interdependence, but more often forceful, uninvited invasions, that is the conquest of otherness with the will of monopolistic privatization. The West hard-heartedly took over the sustainable space and time of various First Nations, cleansed them of their diverse ethnicity, raped nature, and consequently broke down their interdependent web of life. After the Cold War era, the world order has been reshaped by the globalization of a neoliberal market economy system, and it has become the complex venue where all living beings in the web of life have been turned into commodities and slaves of human avarice. Globalization has become one-way traffic driven by the human avarice, descending toward the total breakdown of the deep sustainability of the Earth's household. God's web of life has been critically wounded and broken, and its eco-existential principle of interdependence based on the spirituality of kenosis and mutual caring has been denied in the name of limitless progress and growth. In the accelerating course of overproduction, overconsumption, and over-disuse, we may be the last generation of humanity to have an opportunity to avert ecological collapse and irreparable damage to the ecosystem that sustains the life complex on Earth. All macro members of the Earth's household are crying for a deep healing and reconciliation, and in the midst of this crying, we hear the voice of the incarnate God in Jesus Christ, which manifests the purpose of God's mission. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Global climate change, as one of the fatal results of the globalization, has been used as the clue to justify the nuclear renaissance, promoting the nuclear energy as a green solution to global climate change and a green alternative to fossil fuels. In spite of the existing reality of the nuclear victims of Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Chernobyl, Fukushima, etc., the journey of human avarice from Hiroshima to Fukushima has been a journey of cognitive dissonance. It has dissolved the memories of nuclear disasters into a nuclear armament competition and a nuclear renaissance, instead of sublimating them into the world without nuclear power. The cognitive distortion that afflicts modern humanity derives from the anthropocentric worldview, a dualistic view of humanity and nature. On the basis of this worldview, humans shred the ecological fabric matrix out of which humans are woven, perceiving the world as a jungle and life within it as a continual struggle for survival. As an inevitable historical consequence to this anthropocentric conditioning, the driving forces of globalization have manipulated God's kenotic, interdependent, life-giving economy into the mammoth, monopolistic, privatized, death-dealing economy. The dualistic view of the world has legitimized the exploitation of nature, women, indigenous people, non-Western cultures, etc., and it has also created such colonial missionary ideas as white man's burden, manifest destiny, based on the cultural superiority of the West as missionaries follow their national flags. Today's apocalyptic reality requires a radical shift in human perception, thinking, and values from the mechanistic worldview of Descartes and Newton to a holistic, ecological view in which life is at its cognitive center. In the life-centric systemic view, the world is seen not as a pyramid with human on top, but as a web of life. Humans but one strand in that web, and as we destroy other strands, we destroy ourselves. We are all embedded in the interdependent living system in a mutually kinetic, mutually caring way. This life-centric systemic view of the world provides us the in-depth cognition, strategy, and praxis for the integration between history and nature, economy and ecology, soul, spirit, and body, and for deep healing and reconciliation of the wounded and broken web of life. It will lead us to the way of God's mission for cultivating an earth household that enhances life-giving capital and enjoys it to the fullest extent. Your all holiness, Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomeus, and the people of God as the steward of the God's creation, I strongly believe that you and our authentic practice of God's life-giving servanthood will eventually transform the hegemonic order of the empire of Mammon into the kinetic, interdependent order of God's economy of life, the order of the abundant household of God's oikoumene. The God of life critically warns us against the brave new world motivated by the human avarices, that is the world modifying God's creation by genetic fabrication as if it is a machine, producing greenhouse gases by overproduction, overconsumption, and over-disuse, and stealing the fire of heaven by nuclear fission. As stated in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses from 15 to 20, God set before us life and prosperity, death and destruction, life and death, blessings and curses, and command us, now choose life, so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God. At this fatal situation, I sincerely wish from the bottom of my heart that this international symposium on the environment, led by your all holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomeus, as Green Patriarch, will motivate the Korean churches to make a whole ecological conversion, which is the essential way of rebuilding a healed, reconciled, and peacefully reunified Korean peninsula. Thank you very much.